Hello everyone, I'm Byrne and I want to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day wherever you are.
Hello everyone, my name is Gorman and I'm delighted to be here today to play music for you after what has been such a difficult year for everyone. So I now invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy. Ireland, an ancient people, shaped by its history and home to an estimated global diaspora of over 70 million people. From the earliest hunter-gatherers to the era of saints and scholars, the Irish have impacted global culture in immeasurable ways. As we find ourselves disheartened on St. Patrick's Day 2021, 1 year into a catastrophic COVID-19 pandemic, a year of worry, stress, separation, and global upheaval, let us listen to the music of our turbulent past in the hope it gives us strength and passion for our future. In 1798, after centuries of systematic oppression, a nationalist group known as the United Irishmen rose up against an empire, sparking a flame which shaped the following 200 years.
I sat within the valley green, I sat me with my true love, and my fond heart it strove between the old love and the new love. The old for her, the new that made me think on Ireland dearly, while soft the wind blew down the glen and shook the golden barley. 'Twas hard the awful words to frame, to break the ties that bound us, but harder still to bear the shame of foreign chains around us. And so I said the mountain glen I'd seek at morning early, and join the brave united men, while soft wind shook the barley. 'Twas sad I kissed away her tears, my fond arm round her flinging, when a foeman's shot burst on our ears from out the wildwood ringing. A bullet pierced my true love's side in life's young spring so early, and on my breast in blood she died, while soft wind shook the barley. But blood for blood without remorse, I've taken a Doolert hollow. I've laid my true love's clay-cold corpse, where mine full soon will follow. Around her grave I've wandered drear, noon-night and morning early, with aching heart whene'er I hear the wind that shakes the barley, the wind that shakes the barley.
In the short term, this uprising did the people no favours. The powers that were tightened their grip on the island with the Act of Union 1800, and the following century paved the way for a devastating potato famine in 1844. 1 million Irish people died, while a further 1 million emigrated. The tales of this tragedy are truly horrific and have become engraved in our national identity.
My lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they shot me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. By lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she lived in hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. Low, low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
Donnybrook Fair and the Lark in the Morning.
At the turn of the century, trouble began brewing in Central Europe, leading to the outbreak of the Great War from 1914 to 1918. Many Irishmen signed up to fight for the Allied side in the hope it might encourage Irish freedom when the war was over. Countless Irish men were slaughtered mercilessly in no man's land.
Well, how do you do, young Willie McBride? Do you mind if I sit down here by your graveside and rest for a while 'neath the warm summer sun? I've been walking all day now and I'm nearly done. I can see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1916. Well, I hope you died well, and I hope you die clean. Oh, young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Did you leave but a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some faithful heart is your memory enshrined. And though you died back in 1916, in that faithful heart you're forever 19. Or are you a stranger without even a name, forever enshrined behind some glass pane, in an old photograph torn, tattered and stained, and faded to yellow in a brown leather frame? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? The sun, it shines down on the green fields of France. The warm wind blows gently and the red poppies dance. The trenches have vanished long under the plough. No gas, no barbed wire, there's no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard there's still no man's land. The countless white crosses in mute witness stand to man's blind indifference to his fellow man. The whole generation were butchered and damned. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? And I can't help but wonder, oh Willie McBride, do all those who lie here know why they died? Did you really believe them when they told you the cause? Did you really believe that this war would end wars? The suffering, the sorrow, the glory, the shame, the killing and dying, it was all done in vain. Oh, young Willie McBride, it all happened again, and again, and again, and again, and again. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Meanwhile, back in Ireland, those who stayed behind thought it was the perfect opportunity for an uprising. On Easter Monday, 1916, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, the Irish Volunteers, the Citizens' Army and Cumann na mBan rose in rebellion. The proclamation of the Irish Republic was read aloud on the steps of the GPO. And following on from that, all leaders of the rebellion were subsequently executed.
as we gather in the chapel here in old Kilmainham jail. I think about these past few weeks. Oh, will they say we failed? From our school days they have told us we must yearn for liberty. Yet all I want in this dark place is to have you here with me. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now I know it's hard for you, my love, to ever understand the love I bear for these brave men, the love for my dear land. But when Porrick called me to his side down in the GPO, I had to leave my own sick bed. To him I had to go. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Now as the dawn is breaking, my heart is breaking too. On this May morn as I walk out, my thoughts will be of you. And I'll write some words upon the wall so everyone will know I love so much that I could see his blood upon the rose. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. Oh, grace, just hold me in your arms and let this moment linger. They'll take me out at dawn and I will die. With all my love I'll place this wedding ring upon your finger. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye. There won't be time to share our love, for we must say goodbye.
As a result of the 1916 Rising, the original Irish Republican Army was founded, and in 1919 the War of Independence broke out. A new anthem was adopted by the Irish forces, which remains our national anthem to this day.
Shéna fina fall a tofe allegeran Windor slå Hart in duronig Fe void ve ser Shantir o shin kör fasta Jag för fin tiran och fin tal Anok da hem sa varna väl Lägg ner väl kan bors no sel Lägg ana skrech fel avachna biler Shaliv kan I aran din
The war was brutal, with guerrilla tactics used throughout the island, but with continued persistence, a treaty was finally drawn up and signed under extreme pressure by Michael Collins. That signature went on to cause one of the most divisive and least spoken of periods in our history, the Irish Civil War, the centenary of which occurs this year.
I joined the flying column in 1916 in Cork with Sean Moylan, Tipperary with Don Breen, arrested by Free Staters and sentenced for to die. Farewell to Tipperary, said the Galtee mountain boy. We went across the valleys and over the hilltops green, where we met Denny Lacey, Sean Hogan and Dan Breen, Sean Moylan and his gallant men, they kept the flag flying high. Farewell to Tipperary, said the Galtee mountain boy. I'll bid farewell to old Clonmel that I never more will see, and to the Galtee mountains that oft times sheltered me, to the men who fought for their liberty and died without a sigh. May the cause be ne'er forgotten, said the Galtee mountain boy. May the cause be ne'er forgotten, said the Galtee mountain boy. On a far-off August day, cold young men in ambush lay on a roadside by a hill where flowers grow. So much hate for one so young. Who was right and who was wrong? Though 1,000 years may pass, we'll never know. Candles dripping blood, they placed beside your shoulders. Rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, in their grief they wonder why. Michael, in their hour of need, you had to go. And when evening twilight came, gentle fell the August rain. Oh, but you lay still and silent on the ground, as we hung our heads in prayer, in our sorrow and despair. We wondered, was it friend or foe who shut you down? Candles dripping blood, they placed beside your shoulders. Rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, in their grief they wonder why. Michael, in their hour of need, you had to go. Now the flame that you held high, when you called out to the sky to end this senseless killing and this shame, has now passed to other hands and is carried through the land by some not even fit to speak your name. Candles dripping blood, they placed beside your shoulders. Rosary beads like teardrops on your fingers. Friends and comrades standing by, in their grief they wonder why. Michael, in their hour of need, you had to go. Michael, in our hour of need, why did you go?
Through years of healing and neutrality, Ireland became a republic in 1949. The country began to rebuild itself and make up for lost time. In Northern Ireland, however, trouble was brewing. The Troubles raged for 30 years, from the late 60s right up to the late 90s. Over 3,500 people died, many of whom were civilians.
In my memory, I will always see the town that I have loved so well, where our school played ball by the gas yard wall, and we laughed through the smoke and the smell. Going home in the rain, running up the dark lane, past the jail and down behind the fountain. Those were happy days in so many, many ways, in the town I loved so well. In the early morning, the shirt factory horn called women from Cregan, the moor and the bog, while the man on the dole played the mother's role, fed the children and then trained the dog. And when the times got tough, there was just about enough, but we saw it through without complaining. For deep inside was a burning pride for the town I loved so well. There was music there in the dairy air, like a language that we could all understand. I remember the day when I earned my first pay, as I played in that small pickup band. There I spent my youth, and to tell you the truth, I was sad to leave it all behind me. For I'd learned about life, and I found myself a wife in the town I loved so well. But when I returned, how my eyes have burned to see how a town could be brought to its knees by the armored cars and the bombed out bars and the gas that hangs to every breeze. Now the army's installed by that old gas yard wall, and the damned barbed wire gets higher and higher. With their tanks and their guns, oh my God, what have they done to the town I loved so well? Now the music's gone, but they still carry on, for their spirit's been bruised, never broken. They will not forget, but their hearts are set on tomorrow and peace once again. For what is done, and what is won, and what is lost and gone forever. I can only pray for a bright brand new day in the town I loved so well. I can only pray for a bright brand new day in the town I loved so well.
This is an old set dance called St. Patrick's Day.
Through the early 2000s, Ireland began to boom. The economy blossomed in a period known as the Celtic Tiger. This all came crashing down during the global recession in 2008. After finally rebuilding our country to a pre-recession level, a novel virus appeared in March 2020, which shook the world. Over 4,500 Irish people have succumbed to this deadly virus, and we have all learned firsthand what it means to be alive in a time of turbulence. Time will heal all, and there will be setbacks again in the future, but the resilience of the Irish people will never be knocked.
Tra nonin denach igen kashlasadam Tam sham khala snadushter me Shede yar kaslem hev an spir van vashehul Tam sham khala snadushter me Ba vakhalak perlak dremrach barkas A carnald krevak ek titam leer balchri Is e kai hun said trim hevdach yalik me Tam sham khala snadushter me Is mo buklog atoga kyanasa Tam sham khala snadushter me De chwer allen fornard anon har farge Tam sham khala snadushter me Chamechadan la avecherar hasni Mer en ram shidig trau is eg branner doin Skan misha veaun mor daunum man vad je lo Tam sham khala snadushter me